Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about primer, why it's necessary, what's good about it, why I love it, how to use it. Why is primer necessary? Like, a lot of people don't use it, they don't think it's necessary. Maybe it isn't for you. But why I personally find it necessary and helpful is for 3 reasons. So, it smooths your skin texture to give you an even, flawless look, or canvas for your makeup, so to speak. It gives you that, like, oftentimes good primers give you kind of a more airbrushed finish while visibly reducing uneven skin texture. So essentially, when you put that on, it is hiding texture, it's hiding pores, it's giving you a nice even finish for your makeup, which elevates the overall look of your makeup in the end. The number 2 reason I love primer is it hides and reduces the look of pores, like I just said. So if it doesn't fully, completely hide them, it will visibly reduce them. So what I find amazing is when I use my specific primer, I can hide tons of pores in this area and visibly make them smoother. I see a huge difference when I put on primer compared to just my normal face. Sometimes people just use primer as a moisturizer to give them a nice moisturized face for going forward with their makeup. But for me, what I love about it is it fills those pores and gives me this very, very flawless finish look. And then the 3rd reason you use primer is to make your makeup last longer. Some primers are not necessarily built for this reason. A lot of primers are built or are manufactured to serve different purposes. So some of them will serve a purpose of moisturization. Some of them will serve a purpose of calming. Some of them serve a purpose of filling pores, airbrush finish, lots of different things. But what I find is very common is it helps your skin it helps the makeup on your skin last longer, because when it's just onto your skin has natural skin oils that can begin to break down. So when I find that I wear primer and then my foundation over the top, if my makeup begins to break down, it has a still smooth finish because it's applied on top of that primer, and it doesn't break down and begin to show my pores and look really silly. It just kind of fades nice and evenly. Whereas when I don't wear primer and I use a heavy foundation, even not heavy foundations, just foundations in general, I can begin to often see them break down easier, and you see the skin oils come through because it's directly onto the skin instead of having that like first layer of defense from the day. And so I love primer. My favorite primer is the Mary Kay Foundation Primer. This has SPF 15 in it, so it also has the added benefit of protecting you from UV rays. So it applies clear. I just squeeze it out right here, apply it onto the back of my hand, and then I use a foundation brush to dip into it and apply it. Then I apply it in circular motions to fill my pores from 360 degrees. The reason I do that is because when you apply up, it would only cover the pore from one direction if you apply down from one direction. When you go in 360 degrees, it actually fills your pores, in a sense, covers your pore in 360 degrees, making the skin look naturally more flawless. So that's why I apply it in circular motions like this. And then I use a foundation brush to do it. So I'm once again not mixing my skin oils with my makeup. When I use the brush, it takes away the fact that my skin oils could begin to break down my makeup faster. And I love this brush personally. This is the Mary Kay Liquid Foundation Brush. This is like my favorite brush ever. I love this more than any brush I own, literally. This is my favorite brush. So some primers that I love, obviously this one, the Mary Kay Foundation Primer with the broad spectrum SPF 15. Also another primer I do like to shout out, and there's only about 3 other primers that I have kept on my shelf, is the No Pore Blem Primer by Touch in Soul. This is a pretty good primer for an airbrush look. It fills in your pores. It feels, let's see, it doesn't come out of my pump anymore for some reason, because I can try it. It has a pump like this, but oh, hey, look, it came out. Okay, so it comes out with this kind of pink finish, smooth it around, and it has a feels kind of moisturizing, a similar feeling, but heavier than the Mary Kay Broad Spectrum one. Wow, you can actually see a difference. This hand, you won't be able to see on camera. This hand with the Broad Spectrum Mary Kay one looks smoother than this hand does. You won't be able to see the fine lines on camera, but I can totally see it. That's incredible. Okay, and then the next one I liked for quite a while. This was the No Pore Blem Prime Essence. This didn't give me a flawless finish or necessarily elevate the look of my makeup, but it did make my skin feel more moisturized and more supple, a little bit more naturally shiny. I liked the Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. This is not like a primer to cover pores or to fill in pores like I've mentioned. This is basically made your face look more illuminating. So if you wanted that more dewy look, you could add this to your skin and then put another primer on, or you could just put this on and it gives you that more dewy look. But it won't minimize your skin texture. It won't fill your pores. It's just gonna give you that nice dewy look. The last one I have is actually a sample size because I don't have the large one anymore. This is the Cover FX Blurring Primer, and it has a little like a tint to it. So it comes out, it's kind of funny because it always comes out kind of chunky. Has this little tiny tint to it, but it blurs your skin texture very well. I will say when I used this in the past, it totally blurs your skin texture and makes you look very airbrush finished. So I did really enjoy this primer. I believe this one was like $35. I don't even remember what the prices of all these were. But so in essence, if you're wanting something that's dewy or moisturizing for just a natural glow, you can go with a prime essence or a illuminating oil. But when you want that finish that I've talked about in this video, then you need to go with the primers that fill your pores, that help neutralize your uneven skin texture. And those are the Broad Spectrum SPF Foundation Primer, the Touch in Sol No Pore Blem Primer, and the Cover FX Blurring Primer. Personally, if I were to go repurchase these, I love this one. I don't really feel a need to purchase a different one. I do enjoy this one as well, but I found it did expire at some point. I mean, everything expires, but I didn't use it all, and when I used it again later, I broke out. So that's not necessarily a primer's fault. It could have been the breakdown over time, but I love this primer. I love it, love it, love it. But this is the only other rival I have seen. Okay, so I'm sure there's lots of primers out there and tons that meet your needs. Maybe you have a favorite one already. Comment below. I'd love to see your comments. I've tried tons of primers, and for a long time, I thought primer was useless because it wasn't doing the job I wanted it to. Excuse me. And it wasn't until I found some of the primers I mentioned that I was like, oh, I like primer. This is good. But when I found the Mary Kay Foundation Primer, I fell in love. And when I learned to apply it in circular motions, I realized, wow, this is such a game changer for makeup. And when I do it to clients, like when I apply to my makeup clients where I'm doing event makeup, they can see a difference. They see their skin looking, the texture just changing and looking so clear and airbrushed. And then when other people apply it to their faces, if I do like a one-on-one where they apply it themselves, then they see a difference too. It's a phenomenal product. Like, I have not found a primer that I like more than this. I'm sure there are other primers that are amazing. I'm just saying this is my favorite. Anywho, okay. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it was informative and helpful. I'd love to see you guys next time. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe so you can come back and hang out with me. If you hit the notification bell, it will notify you every time I upload so you don't miss a single video or any fun content that I have. Okay. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys. Is for 3 reasons, which would be 6 like this. The primer smooths the look. Dagnammit. Okay. So it smooths.